we're taking a detour to the coastal rainforests of Australia, where a small, ruddy creature is said to be waiting for the opportune moment to make a new friend. Just be careful, because if you hang out here too long, you might find you pick up a few of its habits and looks. I'm Cody, and you're touring Cryptids Across the Atlas. If you ever find yourself trekking through the Imbil State Forest in Australia on a beautiful sunny day, I would urge you to stick to the populated trails. Why do you ask? Because while the beautiful coastal rainforest might seem like the tropical oasis of your dreams, what is said to live in the canopies of the mighty fig trees that populate this land is nightmarish enough to make the blood drain from your face. Literally. For centuries, children across Australia have been warned to mind their parents and not venture far off, lest they fall victim to the Yara-ma-yha-who. The Yara-ma-yha-who is a short, red-colored, bipedal, toad-like creature. Standing at no more than about 4 feet tall, this vibrantly red and ruddy creature waddles its strikingly hairy body slowly across the earth. But once the Yara-ma-yha-who finds a suitable fig tree to hide away in, it sheds its awkward stride for the agile climbing abilities afforded to it by its hook-shaped suction cup hands and feet. Once the Yara-ma-yha-who is safely hidden from sight in the branches of the Australian fig trees, it waits as long as it takes. This is where you come in, should you not heed my previous warning and venture off those beaten trails. Once a passerby stops to rest in the crook of the fig tree, the Yara-ma-yha-who leaps down and overtakes them. Using its suction cup hands, it grabs hold of its prey and drinks their blood through its sticky fingers until the victim passes out. But it doesn't end there. In true mythological creature style, this ruddy frogman, with its stretchy body, abnormally large head, and toothless mouth, scoops up its fainted prey whole, unhinging its jaws like a snake. Then, like any of us after a filling meal, it finds a comfortable spot to lay and take a nap. After it digests its blood meal and drains its prey of energy, it regurgitates them up for another round. The good news is that its prey is coughed back up alive, well, most of the time. But if you do find yourself back out in the broad daylight, drained close to dry and covered in cryptid saliva, be sure to play dead. Dead humans are of no use to a hungry Yaramayawho. But don't expect this to be the end of your ordeal, because the Yaramayawho are keen on the tactics of humans. Once you find yourself back on the receiving end, your best bet is to lay perfectly still until sundown. Yaramayawho keep a strict sleep schedule, so if you can make it till nightfall, you'll be safe to make a run for it. But first, you will have to endure an onslaught of checks to make sure you actually aren't still alive. According to the legend, the Yaramayawho will often walk away to observe you from a distance, only to come back and jab you with a stick or tickle you, in hopes of getting some response. Yes, not only does it eat you, but it also tickles and pokes you as well. This ritual will continue until the sun sets and you're able to make your escape. But there's a glimmer of vengeful good news. Should you escape, the tale states that the spirit of the fig tree will grow angry with the Yaramayawho. The spirit will then mumble noises only the Yaramayawho can hear, which will drive him mad and cause him to morph into a glowing mushroom fungus. I didn't make up the rules. Every culture needs a good boogeyman to help keep rowdy kids in check, and the Yaramayawho fits the bill a bit too well. But just in case there's any truth to this twisted fable, it might be a good idea to stick to that trail after all. Oh, and there's one more thing I forgot to mention. Every time you get caught by the Yaramayawho, and make it out alive, mind you, you don't walk away completely unscathed. Because when you get home and take a peek into the mirror, you might find yourself a bit shorter and a bit more ruddy than before, because the Yara-ma-yha-who doesn't just feed on humans, it transforms them, and the more times you act out and get caught, the more you become like the Yara-ma-yha-who yourself, until you quite literally become one. Maybe that's why they claim redheads are all a little bit crazy. This detour episode of Cryptids Across the Atlas was written by Cody Johnston with music by Braille Atlas. Join us next time as we head to the southern side of America's last frontier, Alaska, to hunt for a monster so ancient and legendary it lent its identity to the lake in which it calls home, not the other way around. If you love cryptids and want to learn even more about the creatures we just talked about, find us on TikTok or Instagram. Just search username @the Atlas. By the way, the episode you just witnessed is both a podcast and YouTube video, so whichever format you prefer, we have you covered. Also, check out our interactive cryptid map to browse the globe and learn about cryptids from your favorite areas. Every single episode we make adds another pin to our map. You can find our social channels, the map, and more at thecryptidatlas.com. And when you find us, be sure to tap that follow button and get in on the action by dropping a comment on our recent videos. If you enjoy this show, consider sharing it on with a friend. And if you listen on Apple or Spotify, consider leaving an honest review to help other listeners know what to expect. Thanks for touring Cryptids Across the Atlas. Until next time, keep your eyes open. You never know what you might see just on the edge of the road.